Good afternoon, students. As you may know, I am Colin Bryce. I am not an officer, but I am a member and I am the leader of the agility course competitions. Today we're going to be going through law enforcement agility course. This is what you're going to be wearing: your black boots, your black pants, your criminal justice shirt, your police belt, and you'll have your gun, your flashlight, your cuffs, all the things. Your first step in the agility course is waiting in line. Once you're done, they'll call you up and tell you, hey, once you start running, we'll start the competition timer. So as soon as you take off, you're good to go. You start with a short little run, you're running up to a hurdle. Once you take that hurdle, you're going to be doing balance beam. Balance beam is 1 foot in front of the other, making sure you're staying on that line. Once you're done with balance beam, you're going to move to the serpentine course. It's going to have about 3 or 4 cones. You're going to go in and out, zigzag around the cones. Once you're done with serpentine course, you're going to go to a step ladder. I'll demonstrate it later in the demonstration video, but a step ladder is basically what it's called. You're stepping each foot into each square, moving forward up the ladder. Once you're done with the step ladder, you're going to do what's called a dummy drag. The dummy is going to be about 120, maybe 180 pounds. You're going to put your arms underneath their arms, put your hands hopefully on their shoulders, and drag them 20, maybe 30 feet. After you're done with that, you're going to go to the dry fire course. The dry fire course is where you have to pick up your gun, or pick up a real gun that's not loaded, put it through a hoop, and shoot it, or press the trigger 5 times. Once you're done pressing it 5 times, pull it out of the hoop, set it down, move on to kettlebell. You're going to pick up 2 heavy kettlebells. You're going to walk a certain distance, again about 20 to 30 feet. Once you're done with that, you do handcuffing on a real person. Once you're done with the handcuffing, as soon as you're done with the handcuffing, making sure that you double lock. You say done, and as soon as you're done, they'll stop that timer. Alright, next we're going to move to that demonstration video. Alright, so today, as I said before, we're going through the law enforcement agility course. We're going to be showing you step 1. Step 1 is your short run and your hurdle. Now I'm going to show you about the distance that it's going to be in competition. Alright, this is about the distance you're going to be away. Now I'm going to show you how you want to tackle this hurdle. We're going to start in a stance that allows you to push forward with the most amount of momentum possible. Then you're going to push forward and just jump. You're going to send your feet first so that you don't trip on anything, because that's a 10-point deduction. So here we go. Alright, 10-point deduction. That is what you shouldn't do. But, like y'all will need practice, I need some practice myself. So, we're going to try that one more time. Alright, this is trial 2. This is what you should be doing in competition. And that's how you stick the landing. Now we're going to move to step 2. Alright, now after step 1, you got your run, you got your hurdle. Step 2 is going to be that balance beam. That balance beam starts right after you're done with your hurdle. Go. Now, after landing from that hurdle, you're on the ground. You got to move quick. So you go up, 1 foot in front of the other. Pretty easy, right? We're going to do it one more time, but we're going to do it a little bit faster. Slow is smooth, smooth is fast. You want to get it down, and you want to work on repetition. It'll move in there, and you'll be able to go lightning fast. Pretty easy, right? One of the most simple parts of this whole law enforcement agility course. Now, we're going to move on to your serpentine course. Alright, now what you're going to see here is a rough remodeling of your serpentine course. You're going to zigzag in and out of those cones. Right here we have some quote-unquote cones, which I've used bricks for, and you're basically gonna go around them like a snake. And like before, I'm gonna show you one more time. I'm gonna do it a little bit faster than the first time. All right, this is the speed that you should be going, if not faster. All right, that's your serpentine course down. Pretty easy, right? Now we're gonna move on to your step ladder. All right, after your serpentine course, you're gonna be running into the step ladder. I'm gonna show you how it's done right over here. Now, as you can see, we only have 2 rungs of the step ladder, but I'm gonna show you anyway the basic gist of how you're gonna do it. You're gonna walk up to it, and you're gonna put one foot in, your other foot in, and then move again. Now, as a reminder, both of your feet have to be in one square before you can move on to the next one. Now, I'm going to show you a little bit faster this time. All right, here we go. Step, 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 step. All right, so as you saw before, that is your step ladder course. Now we're going to move on to your friendly neighborhood dummy drag. All right, after your serpentine course and your step ladder, you're gonna move on to dummy drag. Dummy drag is one of the most, one, funnest competitions parts, and 2, the most difficult because of how much the dummy weighs. So here we have a tire representing our dummy. Now our dummy here does not have legs, but our dummy here does sort of have arms. So when you're picking up your dummy, you want to make sure to not throw out your back or do anything that could hurt you. You want to make sure that you're squatting down first and putting your arms underneath theirs. So you're kind of putting your arms in their armpit area and you're wrapping your arms up. So then, while you're squatting, you're going to pick yourself up and you're going to walk backwards. You want to lean back. You want to make sure that that weight is supported on your body so that you don't have to do all the heavy lifting on your own. Now, after you're done with the course, you want to make sure that you are not slamming it down. You'll make sure that you go again, squat, set it down, and then turn around and move on. All right, now I'm going to show you it all in one swift motion. Here we go. Now once you're done with your dummy drag, you're going to move on to your kettlebells. Alright, now as I said, after your dummy drag, you're going to go on to your kettlebells. Now obviously, these are not kettlebells, but they're the equivalent. They're still heavy and they're still grabbable. So they're going to be sitting here in front of you. You get out of your dummy drag, you walk, you pick up your kettlebells, and you walk forward. So, as well as doing what I just demonstrated, you want to make sure that, same thing with the dummy drag, you want to make sure you're not hurting your back. So you want to make sure that you are squatting down when you go to pick up those kettlebells. You walk forward the set amount of distance, and once you're done, you set them down on the ground. You squat down, set them down. You are not dropping the equipment because you will get deducted points. Now, I'll show you all that in one swift movement. Here we go. Assume you just got off your dummy drag. Set the dummy down, turn around, pick up these, go on your walk, and then sit them down, get back up straight. Not too hard, but pretty challenging if you don't practice enough. So now we'll move on to the final, last step that comes after your kettlebells, called cuffing. Now, I don't have handcuffs readily available right now, don't have a key, but assuming that you're part of the Criminal Justice Club, you should know how to do handcuffing. If you're not too sure, I can make another video on that. But assume you just got done with your kettlebells. You set your kettlebells on the ground, you get up, and you move. I think that you set your kettlebells down and then instantly go into cuffing. If you don't, you want to make sure you move with purpose, but not running, because running will deduct points. So you go up to the person, You pull your cuffs out and you handcuff them one wrist at a time, keyholes facing upwards so that it's easier for you. Then you double lock it. Once you're double locked, you're set. You say done, they'll stop the timer. In conclusion, this is all you need to know about your law enforcement agility course competition.